Okay. When we last left off, you guys had spent the night recovering in the Bodhi caravan. Doc, you'd had an encounter with the Lord of the Whales who had empowered you with the new ability to summon a magical steed. Donna, you'd had a moment to have a conversation with Ayun, who expressed some gratitude that you're taking a more active role in knowledge. And all of you, as you woke up, reconvened to get a phone call, as you got a phone call from Velrath, who revealed to you that he knew what you guys were up to and that he wasn't going to stop you. He knew about your plans that you were considering trying to blow up his lighthouse. And he said, no need. I'll leave the doors unlocked. I'll send all my people home and I'll tell my undead servants not to attack you. Come and get me. This left you guys wondering who was the mole. Unsure who that is, you guys made a plan to go and take Velrath out. And told all of your allies to stay behind since you weren't sure which one you could trust. And you set out. That's where we left off. And as you guys approach the door of the fortress, we will pick back up.
As they're heading towards the fortress, Doc would have told Ez it's time to assume Ivo's form and make yourself scarce.
At the same time, Polaris will be grabbing stuff out of her bag, and you see her putting the BD-1 cannon together.
And Ez is going to, as we're walking up, he's going to let everyone know that he thinks it's Luna. Who betrayed us. But he will then, as they get to the gate, you'll see him kind of like put his hand on his chest again, and he'll like pull out this spectral like soul, and he'll just kind of like drape it over him like a cloak, and then you'll see him slowly like shift and blur into now looking like Ivo, sounding like Ivo, and gaining the information that Ivo has. How do I look?
As Polaris is finishing the cannon, she's gonna look up real quick and be like, do we want fire or force?
Fire, because we have to blow up the casks, right? Of gunpowder.
We're just gonna blow up the ring, ultimately.
Oh, well, no, we have to also light the kegs of gunpowder.
Once everything comes out of the ring, it needs to be ignited.
So fire.
Oh, so Ez is gonna destroy the ring, and then it's all gonna get set on fire.
Yeah.
Then fire.
So, this destroys the ring, and then okay. All right, so she finishes attaching the flamethrower attachment.
All right.
She's got like 3 different attachments she's juggling, and selects one of them and clicks it into place.
Then once
Ghana's
Ez
going to pull out a bag, reach his hand in, and he's going to pull out 3 little puffballs.
Oh, are you using your
The bag of tricks.
bag of tricks?
He just has like 3 of these like
Wonderful.
little, like, you ever see like those oversized jet puffed marshmallows? Like those size, but they're just like little fuzzballs, and
little pom-poms or whatever.
He's going
Tribbles.
to toss them onto the ground and see what happens.
You just made tribbles.
You make
What
me
have
so
you brought
happy.
upon the world.
Roll 3d8s.
3d8s.
You get 3 Tarasques.
Could you
Go, my
imagine?
puppies.
So the first one is a 1.
Okay.
The second one is a 1.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
And the third one is a 3.
All right. So you throw these 3 Pokeballs on the ground, and out of them appear 2 weasels and a badger.
Badger.
And they all look to you with undying gratitude and affection
2 weasels
and direction.
and a badger.
I mean, if it's a honey badger, that thing's indestructible.
That could have
so
gone
I'm
very
here for it.
differently. There are a handful of rather large creatures that could come out of that. So
I mean, but if it's a honey badger, he already won because those things are indestructible. So, I mean, I'm just saying.
Not as indestructible as Cane
Is a
Toad.
weasel? Weasel is small or tiny?
tiny. They're both tiny. Tiny beast unaligned.
Okay. And the badger's medium, right?
Tiny.
Badger's tiny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh wow,
They're all
I
tiny.
figured
Tiny
badgers were
creatures.
bigger.
Yep. Just to set the scene a little bit, in front of you, you guys climbed this cliff face and plateaued on top. Stretching out in front of you is this field of grass. As you cross it, the grass starts to dissipate, and you arrive in an area that becomes increasingly dead. And there's just stone and dirt. You continue across that, and you arrive at an area where there's this massive gash in the earth. And there's a bridge going across. On the other side of this bridge, you see the fortress. And as I had mentioned, there is this lighthouse, which looks very old. And honestly, not that well kept. It's dusty. It's got all kinds of moss and ivy growing up on the sides of it. And it's right on the highest point, kind of at the top of this edge of this plateau. Beyond it is yet another cliff that overlooks the ocean. And this lighthouse has a light on it, as you would expect, which is just kind of very Eye of Sauron looking out across the island. And then there's this fortress built all around it. And the fortress looks like it was built around the lighthouse, not the other way around. And this is a stone fortress. It's made out of dark stone. And there is a warm light coming from the inside of fire, of many lanterns. It's strange. As you've approached, it's still the middle of the day. You don't know if it's purely mental or if it's real. It almost seems impossible, but it's like all of the light of the world seems to be gone. Everything feels dark. It feels colder. You feel a chill in your bones. And you approach and begin to cross. You cross this bridge. As you guys are approaching, of course, as you've taken upon yourself the form of Ivo and you've gone invisible. Polaris, you've given him the little fire cannon, and you've got Copper on your back. Doc, are you riding Tidebreaker, or are
Not
you,
right now, but Tidebreaker is there. He's with us.
You've got Tidebreaker trotting along behind you. Ghana, you've got a badger and 2 weasels scurrying around along at your feet. You guys approach this massive fortress, and you can see where there's these huge wooden doors that would take a group of strong men with a battering ram quite a while to knock down, and they've been left completely open. And aside from the crackling of the torches, it is eerily quiet. It seems, at least for now, that Velrath was true to his word, and that there's nobody here. You'll see, kind of in the way we're looking at it, the southeast corner, bottom right corner, based on the map that Tenelo gave you and the knowledge that you have being Ivo, and also just kind of being able to look, that is the corner of the fortress that the lighthouse rises up out of. What's in the rest of the fortress, you don't really know. Presumably, barracks, eating quarters, libraries, those kinds of things. What do you guys want to do?
The urge to just go open every chest and find all the gold.
Ez is going to, after he, turns into Ivo, he gets the cannon, he turns invisible. You're just going to hear from in front of you, just, don't lag behind. I only have so much time as Ivo and being invisible. And you just hear him scurry off. And he's
German to
Ivo was
Russian.
suddenly Russian. now.
Yeah, he went from German
I did my
to
best
Russian.
with accents,
That was
guys.
great.
I did my best with accents. I'm
That
like
was
Bear.
great.
I'm like Bear. I can
That's
do
so
an
good.
accent, but only like one or two, and I can't choose what it is.
If this podcast one day becomes extremely famous, it will be because of our consistency with accents.
Yes, that's
That's
exactly
what we're
that's what I'm
known
saying.
for, if nothing else. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a great point. You are audible. You are just not visible, right? So
Yeah,
your
so-
footsteps,
So
people can hear.
Yeah, so I still have to be stealthy in terms of getting to places, but since I'm invisible, I do have
Yeah.
advantage on stealth checks.
Remind me in D&D, this is something I should know as the DM, but I just can't remember. Are elves like in Lord of the Rings where they're like super light and they walk across the top of snowbanks and things like that?
I don't think so.
No,
Yep.
not that I'm aware
Okay.
of. I mean,
Okay.
he would stick
Do
to
you-
paths and ways that would not allow him to leave tracks. I mean, he is an elf; he would know not to leave tracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he'd be running through ahead of them and just making sure that they know that they only have an hour to get to Ivo, or not Ivo, sorry, Velrath.
Belrath.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he takes off.
How about the rest of you?
I think that Doc would be like, time is of the essence. Let's get this done. And yeah, follow the path.
Okay.
We can always explore later once Velrath has been dealt with.
Yeah, we can move in after.
Very good. You guys go in, and so you guys are, for the sake of description, you're basically all moving together as you're kind of hugging the walls, trying to stay closer to places that seem like they'll be the quietest. You make your way through the large doors into kind of a large central courtyard, and as you look around, you can see through the colonnades the various rooms that surround the perimeter of this fortress. You can tell that probably not long ago, maybe even earlier, just within the past 24 hours, the past even 12 hours, these were full of various servants and people who were cooking and preparing and training, all kinds of things, all the things that you would imagine would be happening in a fortress. But it's all completely silent. They're all gone. The only noise you hear is your own footsteps and the crunching of the soil beneath your shoes. You hear Ez kind of quietly scurrying along the edges and the crackling of the firelight. You continue through, and you make your way through into kind of the edge and toward where the lighthouse is in that bottom right, kind of southeastern corner. And as you walk in, you see that there is this large spiral staircase in the middle of this corner that rises up into the upper reaches. And if you look at your map, or if you look into your own memories, Ivo, you know that this is a. Let me think. How do we describe this? Yeah. Well, I think maybe I was using like the European version of floors. There's the ground floor, and then there's 4 floors above that. To this lighthouse. So I guess five floors total. The lighthouse on the 5th, and the throne room that people know Velrath lives in or spends the majority of his time in is on the 4th, just below where the light itself is. So you guys have walked into the base of the lighthouse, and the stairwell is above you. As you look around in this room, though, again, Velrath seems to have been true to his word. Let me drop this in here. You look around the room, and there are 8 undead creatures. They are maybe kind of familiar. You'll recall these look a lot like that pivotal day back when the ghost ship first crashed into Porto Luz. There are all these kind of undead sailor-looking people, and they're just kind of standing around the perimeter of the room, watching you. They don't seem to be initiating any kind of, moving toward you, responding to you. They are all just standing there with their weapons holstered and their eyes trained on you as you guys move.
Let's move forward. There's no reason to fight if we don't need to.
Okay.
I'm just gonna guess. Can a horse make it up a spiral staircase?
I think so. It's
Okay,
gonna be a
I
little bit of a
wasn't
tight
sure.
fit. I'm not gonna prevent it
wide
from
enough.
following you guys.
Okay, all right. It's watery enough. It can kind of wiggle around.
Yeah.
Few splashes here and there. No biggie.
I do remember learning. I don't know if this is true of horses as well. Cows, maybe if
Cows
this is
won't
true,
go
can't
downstairs.
go downstairs.
Yeah, cows won't go downstairs.
Yeah. I don't know about horses if they'll go downstairs. So, but whatever. You can always
We'll roll for that
unsummon and
later.
resummon him. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll figure that out. That's gonna be
Get
the
there
real
when we get
problem. Is
there.
you guys get him up the stairs and you never. Okay.
He needs
You
made
guys
of
wanna
water.
head-
Just be a waterfall.
You guys want to head up the stairs?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You head up
Go.
to the second floor, and similar to the first, you see surrounding this room. I haven't on the map drawn all this stuff in, but this is on this floor. There's all these things. There's books and tables where they're making things. Seems to be like kind of Velrath's private reserve of potions and weapons and information. And he has all these undead attendants that kind of manage this space for him. And again, they are all just kind of standing there watching. You go up the next floor, and it's more of almost exactly the same. More of all of these undead attendants. And as you prepare to go up one more floor, you guys know from your map, but also just from the look of the stairs, these all feel like very normal. It's weird. It feels like you went from being in this fortress to being in like a classic rural lighthouse. Like these floors have been largely, aside from the things that are furnishing them, it's wooden floors, kind of rickety. It's you can hear the wind spraying outside. As you get to this floor and you're looking at the stairs leading up to the 4th floor, it's like this one floor has been completely renovated. The stairs going up to this floor are made out of carved, polished, beautiful stone. And there is a door, an ornate door that is at the top of this next set of stairs that leads into the 4th floor. It seems like this is Velrath's own base, and he has made sure that it is opulent and beautiful and a space that he likes to be in. And so you guys are able to kind of pause here before you make that final ascent into his room. Tell me what you guys are doing. How you guys are you guys just gonna walk in? Are you sending Ez ahead of you? How are you guys making this approach?
Ez is going to use message to each of them. I'm going to go ahead.
I don't think you can do that without breaking invisibility.
No, because it's attacking.
Attacking or casting a spell.
What is attacking or casting a spell?
Cantrips are
I mean,
spells.
It's a cantrip. Does that count?
Cantrips are spells.
Oh, okay.
Or else
Nope,
you would just be
then I
able
do
to
not.
firebolt people in Viz and never come out of Invis.
Well, I thought that was where the attack came into play, but no, yeah. Then I would not tell
I
everybody.
mean, you can talk.
You can
Obviously, you guys
whisper.
haven't been saying anything,
Yeah.
but
Nah,
you could
wouldn't
whisper
risk
if you
it.
wanted to.
He wouldn't risk it. Honestly, he'd probably just go ahead. If they paused, he would just keep going.
Okay. And I mean, you guys all discussed this plan, so I will totally allow that. So you guys know, and leave a moment for Ez to go ahead. Now, there's a door, so you guys have to kind of decide: are you guys gonna open the door and let Ez try to invisibly go in ahead of you as you guys are there? Because if he just opens that door,
Yeah, I think
Right,
that's what we
Valrath is
should
gonna-
do. Like, kind of have Doc open and start to go in, and maybe Polaris would go after Doc, but leave a little gap for Ez.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that idea. I think Ghana brings up the rear.
okay, wonderful. So you guys open the door and step into Valrath's throne room. It is perhaps
Kind of tiny.
less daunting than you guys would have thought. It's a little bit, more intimate maybe. And across the room, you see Valrath standing there. He's kind of shrouded in shadow. Sorry, I need to make that locked in place. Hold on. Whoop, there we go. You see him standing on the other side of the room, and largely cloaked in shadow. You can make out his silhouette, and it's a familiar silhouette now. He is large and muscular, and first and foremost, all of you give me a Constitution saving throw. This is, just to be clear, basically a test of your... Did you roll another nat one?
No. Remind you all, Doc now has
The inspiring thing that if anyone's near you, you
Yeah.
get to add your charisma.
so
Oh, yeah?
I have aura protection. While I am conscious, all friendly creatures, including me, within 10 feet, have a +4 bonus to all saving throws.
So that makes mine a
let's-
dirty
So
20.
where are you?
Just right
If
there
I'm
next to everybody.
I was right next to
Yeah.
Because
Doc.
somebody's been moving
Yeah, I
around
mean,
all
you
the
guys all walked
tokens
in.
and we're
No,
Okay,
no.
so,
There you go. You guys are all right next to each other.
So what do I get added to the charisma?
+4.
thingamajig?
+4.
+4.
You're right next to me.
This is essentially
Or
just a test of
Constitution.
your courage as you guys walk in.
I got a dirty 20. I'm good.
So that is a 4 + 4, so that is an 8 because I rolled
There's a
garbage.
Doc
6
got a
Okay.
dirty 20.
4 for a 10.
10? Okay. As you guys come in, you immediately feel, again, it was already a little bit like this, but even more and more intense. It's gotten like this as you have gotten closer. Air in here feels icy and frozen. You feel a chill that feels like it's coming from inside of your bone marrow. And you guys are pretty daunted. You wouldn't know because the music is being weird. Let me fix that. Hold on. We'll fix that.
Fix it in post.
It is just fire noises. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, we'll bring back some really nice little daunting music here. You guys walk in. It is intense. But as that happens, you also feel basically that same feeling that you had, Doc, in your dream. It's like this bassy, like a subwoofer is playing, right? Like this deep rumbling. It emanates from Doc, and it fills all of you with this sense of strength and confidence. And makes Polaris, you and I think Doc both, if I remembered your roles right, feel your resolve and feel almost unexpectedly confident in this moment. The fear that you maybe expected to have is just completely gone. Ghana and Ez, you guys feel some of that resolve, but you do feel a sense of fear as you are, as you're now seeing this guy face to face. Okay. The first thing that now needs to happen is you are going to have to try to sneak your way over. I'll use the pointer here. This is the stairs that go up.
Okay.
Well, wait,
So give me.
do we now have the feared condition? Like we're frightened?
No. Just narratively.
Okay.
That's purely narratively. If you had rolled like a nat 1, you probably would have.
Because I was gonna say we
I'm
can't
out, like
really
as you
be
would've lost the thing.
closer to a creature that
No.
we're afraid of, so he wouldn't be able to move.
Yeah.
No. If it had been low enough, I would have actually
That would have sucked.
had you like lose your concentration. But especially because Doc gave that to you, you're able to maintain your concentration. You're just probably all that much more eager to get out of this room.
Right? I'm like,
And
get me
so-
up there. All right, so what do I gotta
Roll
do to get to the
stealth,
stairs?
and then with invisibility, do you get advantage on this? I think you do,
I
right?
do.
Yeah. Okay.
So stealth with advantage. A 19.
Killer. Okay. So you guys that are that know, managed to just kind of hear and kind of even feel as the wind kind of passes you.
30.
Ez disappears and slips up the stairs. Okay, so now two things are going to be happening in parallel. As we will come back to you in just a moment. Actually, you know what, Ez, let's handle you first because we need to know how long we have here. So, describe to me what you're doing now that you've gotten up. As you walk into here, by the way, just to kind of set the scene, you walk in. This is
I'm guessing this is the
open.
door.
That's the latch.
Yeah.
So you go up these stairs. The stairs lead to a ladder. The ladder leads to a latch. You open the latch and you come out, and you have this intense wind that is whipping through. You're now exposed to the elements on the top of this lighthouse. There's this massive beacon, and this beacon is glowing with clearly some kind of arcane energy. This is more than just traditional fire that's lit by oil. And you would recognize that this is the oil, that, just as you suspected, that you first saw back in Porto Luz, where the Lich was. You see it kind of pivoting and rotating around. In the middle of it, you almost see like this arcane eye, and it's on this pedestal, and it doesn't seem to be noticing you right now.
Okay.
You have a moment to do whatever you want to do.
So anything that I'm carrying is invisible with me. So I'm going to take my time knowing that the second I do something, it could potentially ruin my invisibility. So I'm going to pull out my arrow. I'm going to put the ring on the tip of the arrow. I'm then going to wrap the arrow, and then I'm going to light the arrow on fire. Or no, wait, we have the cannon. Ooh, but if I don't carry it, it will eventually it won't be invisible. That's tricky.
You could try to hide it somewhere, right? But you don't really need that arrow anymore, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I will
You can
just
just put the ring somewhere.
Yeah, I will just set the ring down. Like, I'm guessing there's like a base ledge of like where the phylactery is, essentially. So I'll
Picture like a 3 foot tall pedestal that's like 3 feet wide, 3 foot by 3 foot pedestal.
Okay.
With this big light on top of it.
Okay. So then Ez will put the ring on the pedestal if there's space for it to be put there. Then he will be low in the like the trap door. So he'll like start going back down the trap door and keep it cracked just enough for the barrel of the gun to be through it, aiming at the ring. And then I'm guessing Polaris told him how to trigger said weapon.
Yeah, I think you just can trigger it, right?
Yeah,
Well,
so
she
I
has
would
to
then
use her
just
bonus action to have it attack.
Yeah, so then I would just trigger it.
So we basically said that she gave instructions in advance to the thing.
So then as he's like peaked just enough out for the barrel to go out, he's then going to trigger it to attack the ring. And since it's using a
Okay.
flamethrower,
The
hopefully
only-
it can snag, kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah. Okay. So there's only two things that you need to roll for. First, give me another stealth roll with advantage to make sure that the eye doesn't pivot and see you.
Okay.
Also, the ring does have an AC and an HP.
16.
That'll be the second
Okay,
thing.
So I'll need to
16?
roll for the
Yep.
cannon.
So what is the AC and the HP of the ring?
Uh,
I thought HP was like 1, right?
The HP is, I believe, our proficiency, which is just a 3 at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But what is the AC of the ring?
AC is, where is Warlock
It has,
features?
the cannon one isn't an AC attack. It's a dexterity.
Oh, then it would auto fail
Oh.
because yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
All right, never mind.
Beautiful. Okay. So, and then remind me, how much damage does the cannon do?
2d8.
Oh, so it
okay. I mean, I guess technically
possibly-
there's a chance for failure.
Yeah, it possibly could not.
Give me
if
a
it's two
roll of
ones.
2d8,
Okay.
Polaris.
Apparently, I'm using D&D's dice when I'm doing separate rolls. Something's broken, so they're not my regular
Oh.
dice.
Okay, we'll fix
But-
that later. Just tell me
13.
what you got. Okay, let's hold on to that. There's two simultaneous scenes happening. The one that just happened, right, as you went up, you invisibly placed a ring delicately, and there's a moment when the eye almost saw you, almost sensed something, but you managed to use all of your stealth and all of your invisibility, and you placed the ring, and it's so small and so little it didn't even notice. And you stuck back down, you hid, you have just the barrel of this cannon poking out through the trapdoor, and then you follow Polaris's directions, and you pull the trigger. As this is happening, meanwhile, we cut back inside. You see in front of you the pirate lich. He's familiar, actually. You guys saw him back in Portaloose. And he's standing there. What you notice is he is significantly larger. Not like multiple times larger, but it's like, I don't know, Steve Rogers before and after he gets the super serum. You guys know before, or at least you've suspected from what people told you, that part of why you were able to defeat the Lich in Portaloose is because he was so far from his phylactery, it weakened him. He's now in his phylactery, basically. And he is nowhere else more potent than here. So he is big, he is strong, he's wearing his pirate hat. And he just looks at you guys, kind of leans back in his chair, and he just says, "Welcome. Been waiting." He stands up, kind of pushes his chair back and says, "As you know, I could squash you all like bugs where you stand. I've chosen not to. I'd like to hear you out. What is it that you want from me?"
So nice to know that he is humble.
It's what he's known for. He's famous for it. Famously humble.
I just want you to
Probably the
know
most
I
humble.
would kill you in a second, but I won't. But I could.
Doc, feeling confident. I'm gonna take that dirty 20 roll. He's feeling real confident right now, and he comes up to. He just like steps forward like one step.
You hear the voice
And-
of Tidebreaker in your ears just go, "Master, you got this. I
Yeah.
believe in you."
And he says, "Well, I've come to collect on the damages to my tavern. You put a hole in it." And he's laughing. He's joking. And he says, "No, that's not what I really want. What I really want to know who is the one pulling the strings in Crestpont? Is it really the king? Or is it something else? Because I already don't trust the king anymore." And then he says, tell me everything I want to know, or your phylactery is about to go kaboom.
Give me an insight check.
Okay. Nat 20, baby!
Nice.
Boom.
Oh man.
Let's
With
go.
a nat 20,
That's when the explosion happens.
as you ask about Crespont, and you see in his eyes, obviously, as you walked in, this guy was confident and prideful as all get out. You, with a nat 20, you had it was clear he fully believed and still does that you are zero threat to him. As you ask about Crespont, you see kind of a flicker and a wavering in his eyes. He seems almost scared for a moment. He has this moment of that, and then collects himself and looks at you and he says, what would make you think that I have anything to do with the affairs of Crespont? A nation across the sea has nothing to do other than a wary truce that we've maintained. I have no interest in the politics of foreign nations. My only interests are in the good of Velcora.
And why attack
John
it?
would say otherwise. Oh, go ahead.
No, Ghana would be like, then why attack it?
Steal and plunder. I am a pirate. You know my history. I was a criminal. That's what I do. I take, and I give nothing back.
Yeah, that does that.
Oh, yeah.
Pirates. Sorry, but I've read a lot of books. That's just not lining up for most pirates. They don't seek to rule entire nations and rule with iron fists and collect buddies that torture people and experiment on them. Like, they just pillage and plunder for funsies. Like, this is not lining up.
Ghana just leans in. Funsies is not a word.
Yes, it is. And she just kind of semi-playfully elbows Ghana.
You see, he's looking a little bit. I think Doc, you noticed with your nat 20. Trying to gauge time here. As you are having this conversation, you guys accuse him of having connections with Crespont. You guys accuse him of something more going on. He, with your nat 20, you see him kind of look over his shoulder. There's no one here. There's nothing really behind him except for windows that look out over the sea. But you see him. I think the rest of you wouldn't even notice this, but Doc, you notice he glances over his shoulder, almost like watching out, almost fearfully, and looks back at you. He says, "There is nobody who pulls the strings of Velrath. I am a lich. I am, for all intents and purposes, a god, and you do not get to question a god. I thought you guys came here with something more interesting. You brought your badgers and weasels if they would do something to a demigod. I will show you the power of a lich."
In that moment, Doc would bellow out as he does a couple of things. First thing, he's just like takes a deep breath, and everyone in the room would see Doc channel his divinity, that fury of the tides. And he would yell at the top of his lungs, "Do it, Ez!" And hopefully Ez hears him and does the thing.
Yeah. As you hear this, you already had your finger on the trigger. There is a noise unlike anything any of you have ever heard. And you hear a rumbling, and then the ceiling above you begins to shake and rattle, and bricks start to fall down from the ceiling, and fire comes rushing down through the stairs along with Ez.
I mean,
And,
with Ivo, technically. I still would, unless it's been an hour.
A
well,
little
yes.
singed around the edges.
So is Ez still invisible because it's the cannon that attacked and not him?
Yeah, he's still invisible.
Oh,
So we
shoot,
wouldn't
never
see
mind.
anything. We'd just see
Yeah.
fire.
No, I'm just clarifying that Ez didn't just explode. But you see this fire rush into the room.
Oh, I should probably move to the side so I don't just get
This
boomed.
explosion rattles the entire tower. And in front of you, you see that Velrath looks... you don't even need to roll for insight on this. You just see that he looks... His eyes widen, and he looks truly fearful and deeply fearful. But in a way that maybe surprises you, he is looking around the room, panicked, almost trying to look for an exit, or for someone. It's unclear. But he is panicked in this moment. And I think there are two things that are going to happen here. He is going to gather himself, and as this explosion is starting to fade, you see he is starting to shrink down from his oversized kind of lich form back into being a more traditional sized Triton. And as this happens, you see him rapidly conjuring a spell. Before you can even react, this is a reaction that he's taking. The world around you seems to become muddled and transformed and swirled. And you guys are looking around. The whole room is like twisting and shaking. What you guys would recognize this as is actually a very similar experience to when you guys tried to go teleport to his lair the first time and ended up in the caravan by accident. The whole world is warping and shifting. And as the explosion roars and the fire comes down and starts to engulf the room that you guys are in, all of a sudden it is silent and dark. A moment later, it is blindingly bright in comparison. You guys find yourself looking around, gathering your bearings, and let me drag you guys way over here. Boots, you'll want to come way over. I'll make this visible here in just a moment. Whoop. You look around and you see the ocean. You're on the shore, outside. Basically, this is like if you had fallen out of the lighthouse. At the base of those cliffs, there is this jagged line covered in driftwood and flotsam and jetsam of ships that had crashed into this bay. And you see Velrath writhing in pain in just throes of agony out in the water, and the water kind of gathers around him and seems to be restoring him to some degree. And he looks up at you and he says, "Where my power comes from is none of your business. If you knew. Honestly, I am doing you a favor by telling you nothing of where this power comes from. You will die safe without that knowledge." And he stands up, the water kind of giving him some resolve and some health, it seems. Just standing in the shallows of the ocean. And he raises a hand as a spear of water appears. And on either side of him, two large phantasmal tentacles rise out of the ocean. He says, "This will be the last thing you ever do." You guys can go ahead and roll for initiative.
Okay.
20.
Two nat 20s
Wow.
on initiative? Why?
Two 20s in a row.
Why? I would have rather attack with that. Ah. Oh well.
That's still so good though.
All right,
That means you're
let's
Two
going
see
nat
first.
that.
20s, dude.
Heck yeah.
Get a 4.
20,
I mean, it kind of makes sense. I am
20.
invisible. So, I mean, you know.
4, and 14. Dude, what a great moment to have that happen.
That is funny.
Oh my gosh.
These
Heck
two
yeah.
tentacles rise out of the sea. Polaris, you with cat-like reflexes spring into action as simultaneously. Which of you guys has the higher? It's agility, right? It's going to be the one that.
He rolled 24 and I rolled
Higher
technically I had a
dexterity?
24.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she had
a
a 24
21.
and I had a 21.
So you would technically go first, but so in this moment, you both spring into action. Ghana and Doc, you guys kind of brace yourself for this moment, and the tentacles rise up. The waves themselves rush to Velrath's side. The one last thing that you guys notice, there is a keen and strange difference between. There's many ways that this is similar to you, Doc. The way that he is controlling or commanding the sea. There's something much more deeply wrong about the way he's doing it. It is chaotic. The way that the waters are rushing to him, they are storming and crashing in a way that is chaotic and dangerous feeling. In no way feeling safe or strong, just destructive. It's hard to put a finger on it, but it feels almost like the antithesis of the way that you are able to command the sea. As this happens and the waves are rising up behind him and the tentacles come up, Polaris, as you spring into action and Ez alongside you, invisibly as Ivo, as the badger and the weasel brace themselves for impact, we are going to go ahead and end for today, and we'll pick up there next week. Hey guys, wanted to tell you about something we've got coming up. April 14th through 16th, the Campfires and Dragons crew is headed to the Nerd Culture Ministry Summit at Glen Erie Castle in Colorado Springs, Colorado. That's right, we'll be playing Dungeons and Dragons in a castle with a bunch of Christians. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a table for beginners. We're going to have a table for more experienced players. We're even going to be offering a table for people who want to try out Daggerheart. So if that's something that you're interested in, we're going to have a whole variety of different options, and it'll be a chance for you to play D&D with Christians in a real castle. Not only that, but the Nerd Culture Ministry Summit as a whole is a conference that's designed to help people use their nerdy passions and interests for the kingdom. So if that sounds at all interesting to you and you'd like to hear from keynotes like Butch Hartman, the creator of Fairly Odd Parents, you can come spend the day, hear the keynotes, check out the workshops, and then play D&D with us in the evenings. It'll be a true blast. Plus, our friends at Emberglow will have merch there. You'll be able to pick up some new dice and stuff if that's something you're into. So if that sounds at all interesting, head to ncmsummit.com. That's ncmsummit.com. You can pick up your ticket, see a list of all the keynotes, all the details. We'd love to see you there.